What is going on, guys? Happy St. Patty's Day, if it's still St. Patty's Day for you, or as I call it, amateur night. One of the very few nights that I make sure to always stay home, if possible. That and like New Year's Eve and 4th of July. You know, all the fun days. No, I'm good, especially since it's St. Patty's Day in Austin during South by Southwest, which is already fucking a clusterfuck. Little boy Brian is hanging out with you guys, talking about video games and virtual reality. Welcome to Virtual Redban number 620, 60,000 game hard drive. I am so excited to talk about this. This shit is crazy, and we'll get into that in a second. I am having my first St. Patty's drink out of my green mug, and I didn't even think of that. I did not do that on purpose. And if you want this mug, or if you want to get a Death Squad hat, this is an old one. This is a Starbucks version of the Death Squad hat. It is the least selling hat that I ever made. Luckily, I only made like 20 of them, or something like that. So if you have this hat, you're a gangster. I went through this whole thing where I was making different versions of the Death Squad hat that had like that made you. It wasn't like a blatant like Starbucks logo, but if you looked at that logo, you were like, something's weird about that. Is that Starbucks? I did one for I think 7-Eleven and a few different McDonald's, of course. That's the one that's on Shop Squad right now. And if you want to get this hat or this green mug, or I mean not this hat, but you know, a Death Squad hat, if you want to get the McDonald's version of that hat, you could always go to deathsquad.tv. That's right, the original deathsquad.tv, where it has all the podcasts that I do, including Kill Tony. If you haven't seen Kill Tony lately, you got to check it out. It's been amazing. But at the very top, you can click on Shop Squad, or you can just go to shopsquad.tv, and that will take you to the official merchandise where you can get the hat, including the McDonald's version of the hat, which was the most popular version I made, and I have it in blue and black. It looks like there's still mediums, small medium hats versions left, which, by the way, there was small, medium, and large XL. I wear both. I prefer the large, but it's like the difference between the small and medium hat and the large and XL is not that much. Like if you have like a normal head, I think you could wear the small and medium, and then after like a week of wearing it, it will be stretched out to exactly how you want it. But I wear both of them. But usually I try to always go with the XL. But we have the black one and also in just small. They are selling out. Looks like I'm going to have to make a new one. I need to make new stuff, I know. But we also have, you know, some small t-shirts left. A lot of this is sold out. But there is some smalls left, but a lot of out of stock stuff. But we got stickers. We got stickers and patches and even face masks. If you go to shopsquad.tv or just go to deathsquad.tv. Jesus, where am I going? Go to deathsquad.tv. What the hell? I'm doing this wrong. Oh, God. God, come on. There you go. And you can also, at the very top of Death Squad, you can click on tour dates and you can come see us live. Usually, I'm sorry guys, usually I usually go live Thursday nights after the Secret Show. But I told you a couple days ago that you're going to see less virtual Red Bands. I know, it's sad. I was doing about 4 to 5 a week. It's probably going to go down to more to like 2 to 3 a week, just because it's exciting times here in Austin, Texas. You got Joe Rogan's new club, the Mothership, that opened up, and it is just a party. Tonight, I heard they had Pete Davidson there, which is crazy. What the heck is Pete Davidson doing here? But yeah, it's always a party, and I just find myself, I'm going to be leaving the house more because of it. Because it's just another comedy club that's opening up, and there's another comedy club opening up like in a couple of weeks next door called Sunset Strip, which is very exciting because that's another. It's going to be a huge, amazing club. So yeah, I'm going to do less of these virtual red bands now. I'm still going to try to do as many as possible. Um, but yeah, I didn't do one last night because we had a secret show. If you don't know what the secret show is, it's a show I do every single Thursday at Vulcan Gas Company. And this week, because it's South by Southwest, I did two shows, and it was a clusterfuck. Not, it was two great shows. It was a clusterfuck behind the scenes. It was a nightmare for me. Um, it literally Vulcan had a fuck up on their website. It was supposed to be a 7 o'clock show, and it even said like 7 o'clock early show, 10 o'clock late show. But when you clicked on the 7 o'clock show, it said doors open at 7, show at 8. So everyone thought the show was at 8 o'clock. It was 7 o'clock last night, and I was with Yonder Wizard, and we're like, why is there only four people here? You know, we had, I think, I don't know, we had hundreds of people, tickets sold. There was only four people there, and then sure enough, fucking way. So we had to like push back the show to 8 o'clock, which made the lineup. I had the lineup all stacked because there was a lot of people doing other shows. Some people were like, all right, I need to be on late or I have to be on early. And that screwed everything up. So I'm like trying to redo the lineup and fix everything. And then the show started late. And then the second show didn't start till 11 o'clock. And if you know my shows, if you know the secret shows, they're about 2.5 to 3 hours long. Last night's show, I think, went till about 2:15 in the morning, the second show. But it was awesome. We had some great people stop in. Pauly Shore stopped in on the second show. Tony Hinchcliffe did both shows. We had Hans Kim. We had uh, Mike Lenoci from LA. You might have known him. We just had a bunch of people, two different lineups. Casey Rocket killed it again, if you know Casey Rocket. Lucas McCrary killed it last night also. Just everyone did so amazing. And it's also really cool. You might not know this. A lot of the comedians that I have on Secret Show that you might have seen on Kill Tony also, a lot of them work at Joe Rogan's new club, The Mothership. And they're so cool over at The Mothership. And I've never heard this before. And this is how cool this club is. They let you, if you're a comedian that is working at The Mothership and you have another spot nearby, say at the Vulcan, say at my show, they allow you to leave work, go do your spot, and come back. I mean, have you ever heard of anything crazy like that before? Um, yeah, Yonder, we were very confused. Yonder killed it though last night. We were all very confused. It was for me, I mean, if you just imagine, I think I was there at, what time I was there last night? I was there at like 6 p.m., 6:30, and I didn't leave until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was just stressed the whole time. And I had to go up. I did two spots, and my second spot I was a little bit more buzzed, but I did try out a lot of new material last night, so that was fun. I have this new video game joke that I've tried versions of it in the past, but it's never hit. But I think I found a good version of it, and I started doing that. I tried it out twice last night, and it did good. But anyways, I do this show, Secret Show, every single Thursday, and the next one it's almost sold out. It's not almost sold out. It's got probably about, I don't know, 60 tickets left, but we might release some more tickets. Who knows? But it is way oversold than most shows. So if you're in town next week, if you live in Austin next week, you want to check it out, go to deathsquad.tv, click on tour dates at the very top to come see us live. Boom. Boom. Also, there's my P.O. box, my email address, if you want to send something. I'll take a look at it. A lot of times I open up, if you send something to the P.O. box, I'll take a look at it here on the show. If you have a company, if you have a small business, this is kind of like a way to plug something for free. Just send me it and I'll take a look at it, and hopefully it doesn't suck. Just kidding. But there you go. P.O. Box. Blop, 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 blop. What else I was going to say real quick? Who cares? So this episode, or this first part, Virtual Red Band's in two parts. If you're new here, This is the non-virtual reality part. This is the part where it's just me talking about tech and video games and virtual reality. And then the second part is VR. So make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button for me right now. If you guys are in the chat room right now, please just hit the like button. It helps me out, helps the algorithms. It's free for you to do, and it helps the show out so the show can get bigger and bigger and smaller and smaller. So recently, as you know, I am a old school video game nerd. Maybe you can look behind me right here. You can see a Miss Pac-Man machine with a baby Pac-Man machine on the top. And over here, you can't see it, but there's a sit-down Star Wars, old school. I have a lot of classic. These are the remade versions of classic video games, but I also have an original Pac-Man, like the original 80s one, in my garage because it's so big and I don't know where to put it. But I have always been a retro video game nerd because I'm so old. You know, I grew up with video games, but I have always loved these, video game systems that you could buy on Amazon that have legal video games on it. Hold on, let me just type something real quick. Video, because I'm about to bring something up and I want to see if I can show it to you before I show it to you. Yeah, let me just click on this real quick. Okay. Let me just put this right here. Right here. Like those emulators, those things that you could buy like at Amazon that have like 400 games on it. And it's like, how is this legal? It looks just like a Game Boy. Like one of the most recent ones that I have seen lately, which is very surprising because it's very surprising when they have these things where it's at like a normal store, like how is Nintendo and how are all these video game companies that these things are emulating letting this happen, in like a normal retailer? Recently, you might know the store Five Below, which is a store that it's like a dollar store, but everything's $5 or below or whatever. But that's like a legit store. And recently they had this thing, I think they still have it, last I checked. They have this thing called the Classic Arcade System. This is a video of a guy named, oh look, it's Red Bandana Gaming. It's like Redban, but with a red bandana. But he's showing this right here in this video, Five Below Classic Arcade. Is it worth $10? Yeah, isn't that funny? It's $10 at Five Below. I hate that shit. Don't call it Five Below. But this had been making the rounds on TikTok lately because I guess this little $10 system, which looks like an old Game Boy of some kind, actually played games pretty good. And it has 400 classic like Nintendo games on there. And for $10, you really can't beat it. I mean, just check this out. And, you turn it on and this is just like a lot of these game systems that you can buy on Amazon. I've talked about it before. Blueberry, you might know from Virtual Redban, sent me one that looks like a Nintendo that I showed off before. And I love that one. I have that one hooked up and I use it all the time just to, get my little fix of just, I feel like playing some Russian Attack right now. I don't know why I always say Russian Attack. But what was surprising about this system, this $10 system, and you guys should get this if you live by a Five Below, just go in there and check it out because this has been reviewed by many video gamers of being actually pretty decent, especially for $10. And it has like all the games that all the like here's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember playing this game. Isn't it crazy that this is at a legit store? Five Below is a legit company, and somehow they're not getting sued out of their mind for that. Which is my I don't know if it's because the games are a certain age or I don't know how they're doing this, and I have always wondered how they're doing this. And I have tons of these. I think the best version is the one, I don't know what episode of Virtual Redban it was, but it was the one where I was opening up P.O. boxes. The one Blueberry sent me, I think, is one of my favorite ones. But you can find, if you go on Amazon and just type in like retro video game system. There's so many different ones on Amazon. Here, I'll just show. Why not just show you Amazon? You guys probably already know this though. Retro video games. That's all I'm gonna type in. Retro video games. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them. Just look at this shit. Like it's mind blowing to me that companies. I would really love to know somebody do a like investigative report on how all these companies are getting away with selling. Look, there's so many. There's even like a TV that has the built-in games on it. Like, is it? Well, how is Nintendo not just? And there's ones that look like this is like the one I got right here, I believe on the. I don't know if you guys can see my arrow. There you go. I have a few of these, and look, there's even the one that's at Five Below right now. That's $18. But then I found out about this one. Wow, it's right on the front page. If you guys want to know, it's even sponsored. Look, they even are sponsored. This one right here. Now, yes, I purchased it recently. This one is $219, but you can apply this $11 coupon. If you want to, if you're looking at the YouTube page, there's a link below, a link right to this one. This is the one we are talking about. And what's special about this one is a hard drive. It comes as a hard drive. Now I have it over here hooked up to my computer, and I will show it to you in a second if you want to. But that's exactly what it looks like. The reason why I'm not pulling it off right now, because I actually want to try to show you what's on the hard drive. It's connected to my computer. And the difference between this one is that this is just like an external hard drive. And when you get it in the mail, I was a little nervous too, because this is super illegal. So the fact that Amazon still sells this is mind-blowing to me. And hopefully, if you guys are interested in this, you jump on this and get this quick, because I don't think this one is going to last. Maybe the other ones are using some loopholes and some, how old the games are or something. This one's not. This one is blatantly insane. And of course, it comes in a box like this. It just says 2.5-inch SATA external hard drive enclosure. And it doesn't come with instructions. It just comes with a cable to hook it up to your computer. And it just looks like a external hard drive. If you ever bought an external hard drive, it looks exactly like that. It's pretty generic when it comes to that. See, I mean, that's exactly what it looks like. But the thing that makes this one different is that unlike the other ones, you can hook it right up to your TV, and or it has its own screen like a Game Boy, which I just showed you. This one, you hook up to a computer. Now, it is PC only. But when you hook it up, you get it looks like a hard drive. And when you click on it, the hard drive, you have like only 3 options. And what it does is it has 3 different launchers, I guess is what I would call them. Now, I am not a emulation guy, and I know there's a lot of people in the chat that are probably like fucking yelling at me and hitting their keyboards and stuff. I'm not an emulation guy, but I'm trying to explain it to you guys that might not know as much. So there's 3 different launchers, and what that means is you click on a launcher and it opens it up and it shows your library, kind of like Netflix. All right, so there's one launcher that is for older games and arcade games. So it's like, every single original Nintendo game, every single Sega game. It even has, remember the old Virtual Boy? I think it was called the old Virtual Boy. It was like a Nintendo thing that was supposed to like be like a 3D virtual reality. It even has those games. And when I say it has every single classic game, I'm talking about Atari. I'm talking about even all the Jaguar games. I'm talking about every Game Boy game, Nintendo, and television. I'm talking about all of them. And that, is a lot of these have a lot of them, but this one pretty much has everything you want. And when it comes to arcade games, thousands and thousands. I mean, this thing has 63,000 games on it. 63. A lot of those things on Amazon that I just showed you, a lot of them say they have like 4,000 games, but it's like five different versions of the same game called something different. There's like a lot of repeats, and you're like going through, all right, okay, you know, or a lot of bullshit games. No, this has all the fucking games, like anything you can think of. Then the second emulator are the newer games, like Sony PlayStation, uh, not so newer. I mean, a step up, like so, yeah, like Dreamcast games. Like it has how many Dreamcast games does it have? Dreamcast is one that a lot of them only have like a few or something, or they don't work. This has, does it even say? 301 Dreamcast games. Nintendo 64, it has, let me see, it has 385 just Nintendo 64 games. It has Saturn, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, another one where you usually don't see a lot of PlayStation 2 games and a lot of those things you get on Amazon. This has, let me see how many games, 460 PlayStation 2 games. And then it has, let me just get to this real quick. I'm sorry. It also has PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation 4 games. It has Xbox games. It has almost, I think, every single GameCube game. That's another one. You never see GameCube game. It has 451 GameCube games. Now, I just got this. I have not even tried it out. Besides, like, hey, can I show you guys? You know, I hooked it up, played around. I clicked on one game, it worked great. But I was more like, I should talk about this on Virtual Redban tonight, and I just got it delivered. Can I show you this? Like, can I hook it up to this and show you this? So I found out that I can show you out of the three launchers, I guess, you know. Or let me hold on. I'm going ahead. So the second launcher is like the newer games and stuff like that. The third launcher. Now this is the part where I think this is going to get pulled off Amazon immediately. The third launcher has PC games. And when I say PC games, I'm talking about games that came out like a month ago. There's only 50 of them, but still, it's like, whoa, like Stray, that game Stray with the cat, it's on there. And this is kind of the reason why I got it, because it has all the original Grand Theft Autos on it. Anyways, I think now this is going to be a test. I think I can show you. And by the way, the games run awesome. The emulation is awesome. There's a lot of options. And I know this because I'm going to show you a video of a guy that reviews it. And after I show you this, I'm going to show you a guy that reviews it. And this guy reviews all the systems, right? He does all the emulation. And he said that they all run great for the most part. And which is not something a lot of the systems do, because it's a hard drive. It's based on your computer, so you have to have, if you have a recent PC with a recent graphics card and a recent processor, these games are going to run like butter. Where a lot of these systems come, you know, that look like a little old Nintendo, they have like some like cell phone chip in it. And that's why a lot of the games stutter and they don't work great. Well, this is what makes this unique, is that it's plug and play. You plug it in your computer, you click on a launcher, and it uses your computer. So that's one of the big differences about this also. Also, you're just getting a hard drive with like 63,000 ROMs on it pretty much. You know, this is like what I used to do when I was years ago, when somebody was like, I know a guy that can make you a copy of it, like a CD that has like 100 ROMs on it. This is 63,000. And this is super illegal. I get it. But when I got this got stuck in customs for like 3 days, and I was like, oh, they caught on, they caught on. So I like, customs is looking for things like that. That's why it's sent in like this box that looks like they just sent me a hard drive. There is another version you can get on Amazon if you click that link below in the description that comes with 2 controllers. I actually wanted that one, and it was at the time when I ordered it, it was sold out. So I just went with I was like, I could just get a controller, use Xbox controller. And that's one thing that I noticed. The only controller, I need to get like an 8-bit controller, because the only controller that I have tried out on this briefly is the new Xbox controller using Bluetooth. I don't think that's the way to go. I need to get like a plug-in, just like an old school 8-bit do controller or something. Anyways, I'm going to try to show you this one of the launchers. Okay, let's see if this works. I tried doing one of the launchers and it wouldn't work. What was the launcher called I tried to do? Because there wasn't a windowed version, or it was called Emulation Station. I couldn't do that launcher on OBS. I mean, I'm sure I can. It just wasn't working for me, and I wanted to show you this. So I am showing you the second launcher, which is called Launchbox. All right, here it is. This is Launchbox. Let me try to make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Make me a little bit smaller. Who gives a fuck about me? So this is all the GameCube games on here. And it's got all the different artwork. And of course, if you click on a game like Batman Vengeance on the right side, it comes up with information about the game. Tells you when it's released and stuff like that. And just look. Oh, it's got Burnout 2. One of my favorite games. Burnout. The Burnout series, but when it was just all about crashing and getting points. But for GameCube games, I mean, seriously, it so many freaking games. I could just scroll through here. It's got all the sports games. Who needs that? Pinball. For GameCube games, I don't think I've ever seen a collection of this many GameCube games. Tony Hawk, American Wasteland, Tony Hawk 3, Tony Hawk 4, Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Isn't that crazy that how many Tony Hawk games were just on the GameCube? Beautiful Joe. That was a fun game. Let's check another one. PlayStation 2. This is another one. You don't usually see this many PlayStation 2 games. Burnout 3, right at the beginning. Is this not in alphabet? How many games does 460 PlayStation? You got Call of Duty 2, 3, and Finest Hour, and World at War. World at War. Carol Vodkman, Sudoku. Who the fuck is she? What is that game? I don't even know what this game is. I mean, we could just Contra. Oh, I don't think I've ever played this. Contra Shattered Soldier. What the hell is that game? I don't think I've ever played that game. Ooh, Caroline. I like that movie. Probably suck a game. Is it connected to the internet? No, it's not connected to the internet. Look at this, though. Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, San Andreas, Vice City Stories. I mean, Jackass the game. What the fuck? Half of these games I don't even know about. And I grew up during this time period. What the hell? I mean, the list is just going on. We got, of course, Nintendo 64, which is another one. 385 games for Nintendo 64, which is absolutely crazy. I was excited by not showing up its know why it's having problems loading all this, but it's probably like, dude, chill out, man. There's so many games. Anyways, you get the idea. Oh, the NES. Oh my God, guys. I just looked. How many games do you think the NES has? How many games do you think? I would never even came close. Dude, it has 1,743 NES games. Isn't that fucking crazy? Oh, it's got a Dungeons and Dragon games. Somebody wants to see Sony PSP. Sony PSP has 406 Sony PSP games. And you know what's crazy about the Sony PSP game? 406 games. Sony PSP actually had really good graphics, especially when you don't play it on a Sony PSP. So a lot of these games actually are really decent looking. Crazy Taxi, Fire, man, Fair Wars. There's a lot of these games I've never played before. You don't want it in Brunswick Bowling. Oh yeah, bring it, bro. Super Nintendo, 759 games. Sony PlayStation 1. Oh my God. Guys, in the chat room, what do you think? How many PlayStation 1 games do you think this has? I would have been way off. I would have been way off. 2,100. How many you guys think? Let me know. Put in the chat what you think. Oh, it has all the 007 games. Those didn't work out as good, huh? 2,500, 2,100, 1,700, 3,000. Ooh, somebody went high. Sauce went high. 7,000. 666. Oh my. 300. Guys, it has 3,591 games. I didn't even think there was 3,591. That has to be every single fucking game. And by the way, where it's like not showing up like album art on some of these, I don't know if it's just not showing up or they don't have album. I guess it just doesn't have album art for some of the games. Austin Powers Pinball? What the hell is that? Now, I wonder, I'm going to try something. This might fuck everything up, guys. I wonder if I click on a game, if you guys are going to be able to hear it and see it and all that stuff. Let's just see what happens. I want to see what this Austin Powers Pinball is. I haven't tried, I actually didn't try actually clicking on a game while streaming. So this might fuck me up. But I gotta see. I've never heard of Austin Powers Pinball, and that just looks stupid as fuck. Let's see if I can do it. I'm clicking on the game, guys. Oh God. Oh God. What's happening? Oh no. Oh no. I think it's fucking up everything. Oh my God. It's full screen. I don't know if you guys can see me anymore. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's full screen. I don't know what you guys are looking at. Oh my God, this is a nightmare. Okay, you guys can't see it. Okay, maybe I can. God, maybe I can do this. No, where is it? Yeah, I could do that. Let's see if I can. You might not be able to hear it. I don't think I can hear it. I don't know if this is gonna work. I might try to put this on my stream. I need to hook up my second computer. I need to have two computers to stream when I do shit like this, doing one game. Oh, see, it's not even working for you guys. Let me see. Maybe it is. I don't know. Like OBS and this doesn't. Let's just try automatic. Let's see. It's just frozen on because I think I'm streaming. All right, here we go. Let's try to see if this works. No. See, it's I need a second computer, guys, to do this shit. It's not updating. Let's see. And I can't hear any audio. Nope, this ain't working. Is it? I'm just closing this. Well, that was a mistake. That was a freaking mistake. Lunchbox. Okay. So I need to get a second computer because for some reason when I play games, it like takes over everything and it won't let me when I'm doing these emulate. I'm sure I just haven't figured it out. But I can't hear anything and stuff. So I have a second computer that, as you know, that I need to hook up soon so that I can, have a whole computer that does all this shit so I can show it to you. But that Austin Powers pinball, I want to check that out, baby. Sega Saturn has 933 games. Of course, Dreamcast with 301 games. GameCube, Nintendo 64. What is this? I guess this is just Japanese games. I don't even know what the hell. I don't even know what this is. Well, there you go. There's, a good example of one of the three launchers. Now, the PC launcher, the one that I was talking about earlier that was like, oh, this is super illegal. I don't know if I can show you or not. So let me just try. This might, again, fuck everything up. I better put my OBS on this computer. Okay. Let me try to launch the super illegal. And I have backups of all these games, just so you guys know. I think it's called Play Night is what is the launcher. Oh, yeah. I think I can show this to you guys. All right, let me go back here. Let's see how I do this. Nope, not that. No. Play Night. Here we go. So this is the, where is it? There we go. This is the third launcher. So as I told you, there was one launcher that had a bunch of games that I can't show you because it just won't let me on OBS for some reason. This is the one that has PC games on it. And you might immediately go, wait a second, these are pretty new games like Assassin's Creed and Cuphead. And it's got 50 of these games on. Far Cry, all the original Grand Theft Auto games, the trilogy. And I think this is the definitive edition. This is not the remake. So this is, from what I believe. Yeah. This came out in, whoa, wait. Oh, maybe this is the new edition. I don't know anymore, guys. It Takes Two, which is a great game. But this is when I started going, oh, Stray. Like, it has Stray on there. That game fucking came out just recently. But there you go. There's all the games on that. I don't even like showing that to you guys because that's just kind of creeps me out. You know what I mean? And then there's Emulation Station, which is the one that I can't show you that has all the other games. That's like the big one that has most of the games on. And for some reason, I just can't show you in like a windowed form, so I can show it in OBS that I can think of. So I don't want to. I don't want to fuck it up because I tried to do it before I went live tonight and it just wouldn't work. Yeah. Now, let me just show you two things real quick. How do I fucking eject you? Eject. I want to eject this, please. More options. Can I eject you? How do I? Oh my God! Somebody help me out. This is making no sense. Why is it not letting me eject this hard drive? Eject. Siri, eject it for me. Usually you right click it and just hit eject, don't you? Guys in the chat, can you tell me how to eject a hard drive in Finder? Like, why is this not ejecting? Oh my God. Just don't make me unplug it. I don't want to do it to you. Why don't you have eject? Why is it, why Windows, why have you hidden eject? Do you guys know how to eject? It's 5 terabyte hard drive. Why is, what the fuck? I'm in, oh my God. You cannot eject, it's permanent. I am fucked. Pee on it? That helps you eject it? I'm just going to unplug it. How do I eject this hard drive? I'm not going to, oh my God. I just don't want to, Austin Powers is still loading. Mm. Mm. Just unplug. I mean, why is there not a, you know what I'm talking about? Usually you just eject it. You usually just right click eject. Why does that not exist anymore? Am I crazy? Can't right click eject. Yeah, but I can't right. Just eject it as USB. All right, I'm just ejecting. I don't give a fuck. All right, so here's the hard drive. That's it. This is it. It's the hard drive. This is all it comes with. It comes with a cable. Like I said, this is a 5 terabyte hard drive. It is USB. That one. And there you go. Now, one last thing I wanted to show you is somebody that actually did a way better job explaining it to you. And by the way, if you want a link to this, if you're on YouTube, there's a link right below this video. If you want to click on it, it's an affiliate link. But if you want this, honestly, like I just showed you, you might want to get this ASAP because this is definitely going to be banned. I can't believe it's on Amazon, right? But there's somebody that did a way better job video all about it. And it's a guy on YouTube named Cool Toy. And this is where, when I saw this on Amazon, I searched for it, and this is the first video I saw, and I subscribed immediately, and he does a really good job showing you and explaining this a lot better than me. So let's take a look at the video. If you want to watch the whole video, it is called, oh, come on. Here we go. The whole video is called Hyper Bass Mix. Now, he calls it Hyper Bass Mix. That's not what it says on Amazon. It's one of those products, like those Chinese products. It's called something different everywhere you go. But it's the exact same thing that I am talking about. So let's take a look at his video, a little bit of his video, just so you guys can get a better look at it and the games. And, you know, he didn't do it live on OBS. He actually took his time and really did a good job on this video. So let's just take a little look at this. If you want to watch the whole video, you know what I mean.
Couple of controllers inside. These are actually a little bit different than what I'm
So
used to.
he got the controller version that came with 2 controllers, and I wish I got this version because I think having a plugged-in controller, it works better. I mean, I'm using this Xbox controller, and I'm telling you right now that I think plugged in is the way to go, and using like a classic controller is way better.
Much better in my opinion. Turbo and clear buttons in the front, select and start, rumble functionality, so nice improved controllers here, and that is it. Like
Mine didn't come with the case either. I don't know if that comes with the controllers or not.
The hard drive is the bread and butter of this package. Like I said, over 60,000 games included. Has different emulation systems, front ends, so it's got Retrobat emulation station, Launchbox, and Play Night. So we'll check out all 3 of those different front ends and see what the emulation is like. Obviously, the emulation on this is only going to be as good as what you plug it into. So if you're trying to plug this into like a Windows 95 PC, obviously the gaming is going to be pretty terrible experience for you. But if you got a newer computer that's been made in the last couple of years, this ought to be good enough to connect and play any of your old school favorite retro video games. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so you have the drive plugged into your PC.
So that's what it looks like when you when you plug it in. This is why I didn't show you me doing it, because he's pretty much doing the same thing. And this is exactly what it looks like. As you can see here, there's Play Night, Launchbox, and Emulation Station. The top 3 files right here. I don't know if you see my cursor. These are the 3 different launchers. Play Night being the PC games, Launchbox, the one I showed you, and Emulation Station is the one I didn't show you, but luckily he captured it so that we can see what's on that, or you guys can see.
Obviously, you're going to want to head and navigate and find the actual hard drive location. Double click on it. You'll see a couple of executable applications, but first I recommend going to this README document. And it says for operating systems, Windows 8, 10, and 11. And then it shows device specifications. Now this is actually a snapshot of whatever they were using to put this README instruction together. This isn't necessarily minimum requirements, but I will say you can get away with less requirements than what is shown on the screen to run a lot of the emulators and retro video games on this. However, for the more advanced systems, PlayStation 2 and above, and these newer PlayStation 3 and PC games that are on this hard drive, you're definitely going to want something that is close to these device specifications. And I'll go ahead and put timestamps down in the video description box below. That way you can...
So yeah, again, that's again a thing that breaks this out from all the other ones is the fact that it really is relied to what you are hooking up. And, you know, where the other ones you're kind of stuck on whatever processor comes with it. If you have a good processor, the games are going to play better.
Okay.
No. No.
Night, so we'll check out much better. Obviously, Windows 8 emulators. Put timestamps down in the video description box below. That way you can fast forward.
All right, so this first one he's going to check out is the one that I couldn't show you. So let's just take a look at Emulation Station. This is the one that the main one I think that has most of the games on it. So this is good.
And cons, but we'll go ahead and start with Emulation Station. This is what most people are going to be the most familiar with. Click it open. And here we have the Emulation Station front end. As you can see over to the left, it says...
See how many games are just on this one? Emulation Station has 54,000 games. So that's what I was saying. You know, the other ones were nice and cool and stuff. If you wanted to play like GameCube and certain systems or PC, the Emulation Station, the one I couldn't show you, or I just don't know how to show you, this is the one that has most of the games.
There's 54,055 games in total. That's every game that is on here. On the right hand side, you got your various arcade systems and your categories. So arcade, favorites.
I'm sorry, guys.
Light gun games, never played. And as you can see over there on the left hand side, it'll show you how many games is in each subcategory. Even has achievements. That's neat. Arcade vertical games, your CPS systems. It's even got it broke down by different manufacturers and publishers, which is nice. Lots of different categories. So if you just want beat 'em ups, board games, casinos, you can see they've really got this broken down into each very minute category. Not just your basic PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, that type of thing. No, they've got each kind of category for your genres as well as your systems. So you get into the
3DO
systems now. Arcade games. Shows only 11, but that's because the majority of them are under this MAME folder. You know, you got your Atari systems, even, you know, Jaguar, which is impressive. 67 games under Jaguar. What else we got? As you can see, we got some nice animations for everything. Your entire Nintendo systems are going to have everything in the catalog. Virtual Boy. Nintendo 64 disk drive. That's a rare one. You don't see a whole lot of that. You got Nintendo DS. You got Nintendo 3DS.
They do have Metal Slug. Yes, they do. I mean, again, you know, I've bought a lot of these systems, and I can't preach enough. This actually has, I think, the most I've ever seen, and the most systems. And I mean, this is a really good collection and really good emulators for the most part. But it's also plug and play. You just plug it into your computer and click a link. It's like somebody gave you a hard drive with, you know, like a friend that knows shit gives you a hard drive. You know what I mean? That's what's cool about this. That's different than all the other things, that you're actually just plugging it into your computer and pressing play or hitting exe. And it's from China, so I'm sure there's a lot of weird like things that are going into your computer and spying on you, turning on your webcam and selling like videos of you and your wife having sex and shit. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of that in that too. I did do a scan of it. Everything seemed fine, but who knows?
Got your more advanced arcade stuff, so Atomic Wave, Sega M2, which is nice, Sega Model 3, one of my personal favorites, Naomi.
I loved Sega Model 3.
So yeah, very easy to navigate. Even has it broke down by 2-player games, 4-player games, so a lot of games on here. So we'll go ahead and get some emulation going, see how this works.
The next checkpoint.
What's the system called? If you just click the link below this video, you'll be able to see it. It's called a lot of different things. It's one of those things that's called something, you know, it's one of those things that people buy and put their name on it and change it. So it goes by like 5 different things. But if you click on the YouTube video that you're watching right now, youtube.com/Redban, it's in the description. It will take you to Amazon. I don't know about the audio here. It's like, because that's one cool thing. That's like one of the best things about playing like emulation games or like old games is that you're getting the original soundtrack. Because even nowadays, like when they redid the Grand Theft Auto, for as an example, they didn't have music licenses for half the music, or not half, but a lot of the songs on it. So they had to take the music out. And games like Crazy Taxi and like Road Rage. Remember that game? Is it called Road Rage? Where you're on a motorcycle hitting people with chains and stuff, and had like Soundgarden on it and shit. A lot of those times, those copyrights were only good for a certain time. So when they re-release them, they have to take the music out. And that's one really good thing about these like emulation and these old ROMs and things like this, that you're getting the actual experience that you got when it was released.
Go, go, go!
Get ready.
Go! God, I played so much of this game. Who's with me? Who is a Dead or Alive 2 fanatic? And I only did it for the tits. This girl was my favorite because you could see like she had like side. It was like not even side boob. It was side thigh. I don't know what it was. It was just hot. Oh God, why'd you beat up my lady?
All right, let's go ahead and check out Launchbox.
Now Launchbox is the one I just showed you.
Much more advanced games, so the newer stuff like PlayStation 2 and above, and sure enough, yeah. So one thing I noticed on the emulation station, it was missing Nintendo 64, and I thought that was odd. Well, here it is. Here's all your Nintendo 64 games. Your Nintendo Entertainment System. Not really sure why it's on there.
I just showed you all this stuff. Anyways, he ended up liking it. Now he shows, if you want to watch his video, he shows... All right, let's hear him talk about the creepy play night, though, real quick. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, computer games, got all sorts of stuff. Very similar format to Launchbox and Big Box. Very easy to distinguish what the games are. Wow, we got some very new games on here. This is impressive and scary at the same time.
Yeah,
But,
he agrees with me. I honestly don't like this part. I don't like it. You know, I don't really feel any guilt when it comes to old NES games and like old video games. It's more like I want the original versions, and it's old enough where I own boxes and boxes of games. I probably have a copy of every game that that I even care about playing. But it's one thing when and then when you get to like the PC stuff, it kind of makes me go, "Ooh, I don't like this." Actually,
different view settings.
hold on a second. My girlfriend's yelling up at me. What? Ah! Happy anniversary. God damn it. Is it really? Oh! Oh, it's 11:59. Yeah, it is. I'm looking at my phone right now. You're looking at the clock that's in the living room or in the living room, so that doesn't count. Happy anniversary! I won! Woo! Sorry, guys. That's an inside baseball joke that me and my girlfriend have. We have this thing that every time it's our anniversary every month, whoever says it first loves the other person more. And Janice thought she got me because she was looking at the clock in the living room, which is 1 minute off. And it goes by, the real clock of your cell phone. And so she yelled, "Happy anniversary." And then I found that out. And then I sat there and waited till it was actually midnight. And I said it first. And so I won. So she must be feeling like shit right now. Gay, I know. All right, let's continue.
What kind of game? But we'll just go with the traditional one. This one looks the best. Quite impressive how many games they got on here. So let's go ahead and check some out.
Yeah, it's just... Anyways, you should watch... Let's see what his conclusion is.
Retro home game consoles without issues. It's when you start getting into the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and those newer PC games that you really want to make sure that you've got an up-to-date PC really spec'd out. That way you can have the best performance and capabilities while trying to play these games. At the end of the day, this 5 terabyte hard drive packs a powerful punch. I mean, this is your one-stop shop for all things retro video games. Assuming you've got a computer powerful enough to play all these games, this is, your dream come true because it does all the legwork for you, finds all the ROMs, has all the emulators all set up. Great user interfaces, multiple options, so if you don't like one, you can go use a different one. Launchbox is personally my favorite on here, so that is the way I would personally go. But, you can also check out the Play Night and the Retro Bat and the Emulation.
Wave Racer 64.
You can do all sorts of great things like you normally could. You can save your video games, you can load your video games, you can change aspect ratio, add bezels, you name it, you can do that in these front ends. So very awesome, very impressed with this, but there were some quirks, namely when I was trying to test the Nintendo 3DS games, could not get those to work. It just kept crashing. Some of the more advanced MAME games, so things like Killer Instinct, NFL Blitz, the files are actually on there, which is great, but they failed to add the CHD files. So those games won't play without adding those CHD files yourself. It's very simple, just drag and drop it into the ROM folder. However, that is a quirky thing that I did feel is worth noting. So if you're trying to get Killer Instinct, NFL Blitz, a lot of those Midway Atari games to play, make sure you remember to manually add the CHD files to yourself.
All right, you got to tell me what a CHD file is, Cool Toy. Anyone know in the chat room? I hate when they do that. You just, these games didn't work for me because I didn't add this, but you just have to easily add it. It's super easy. You gotta add it. Well, yeah. Well, tell me what the fucking CHD file is. That's crazy that you didn't tell me what that is. Are you nuts? Are you nuts? Anyone in the chat room know what a CHD file is? God, come on. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I'm green teed. No, I am plugging in my phone. Anyone know what the CHD files are? Casey, who's what the hell? The chode file. Come on, Kay. Chocolate hot dog. Oh God.
But other than that, overall, it was a pretty good experience, and I can say this is a highly recommended product. If you're interested in picking one up, I'll go ahead and put a product link in the video description.
So there you go. Check it out. If you want to watch this whole video from Cool Toy, what a good YouTube channel he has. I subscribed immediately after finding this guy. I think I've actually seen some of his videos before. I actually thought I was already subscribed to him, but I resubscribed. He does a lot of the things. He also does a lot of like the one-up arcade games and just old retro stuff. It's a fun little channel if you're a nerd like me. And there you go, guys. That is that. Overall, I can't really review it yet. I literally played it, 10 minutes. I just got it. If I have any new updates about it, I'll let you know. But I think it is something that it seems like if it interests you, or if you've always wanted a hard drive that had like all those ROMs on it, you know what I mean? Or you used to have like a couple CDs burnt with a bunch of ROMs, and you're like, God damn it! It is, it's like $200. It's usually around $200 or so, but it is something that I recommend just because I don't think it's going to be for sale much longer. I think this is something that kind of flew under Amazon's radar a little. And I think, especially the PC manufacturers like Rockstar and like the people that make Stray and shit, they're going to get word of this. And so if you're watching this right now while I'm live and you want this, you might want to click that link below and get it now, is what I'm saying. Because it is, I don't think, going to be for sale much longer. I thought my shit was going to be, confiscated at the border. I was waiting to write that. Amazon, what's going on? I thought this was a hard drive enclosure. What is going on? All right, what do you guys think about all this? I'm going to take a second and hang out with you guys in the chat room. I've been kind of looking throughout the night. I'm going to scroll backwards a little and see if I missed anything saucy. Let's see here. Eject is on Apple. Oh, God. Dude, I inject my hard drive all the time. Yeah, that's one thing I have done all my whole life. I've always pulled it out or ejected, and I think it's one of those things that it might happen during certain things, but for the most part, you're pretty much fine, right? Has anyone I mean, this guy had a problem once, but I've never had a problem with ejecting something by pulling it out and then it not working. I think I've had problems with ejecting like an SD card from a camera while it was recording and it corrupting the file, but not things like this. It's not being, there's no data being put on the hard drive. That's what would be corrupted, is if it was like actually saving something on the hard drive and you did it. But if it's just a program that you're running off of it, I don't think it's, who knows though. I don't like doing it. It's like not wearing a condom, but you're only doing it in the butt, I don't know. pretty nifty to have a drive instead of hunting all those ROM drives. Yeah, that's the thing that was the thing, because like I said, I have access to the internet. I could get whatever ROM I want, I'm sure. And I have already tons of these little like 600 games, 10,000 games already. But when I saw like 60,000 and it's on a hard drive, it kind of made me, it itched a little thing that wasn't normal. I was like, oh, kind of feel like I want it, even though I don't need it. Ah. That was the main thing. Put the hard drive on the Google Drive for the boys. Oh, there we go, right? Ugh. Wow. Huh. Wow. Maybe I can give it to somebody to do that, and then I could walk away. You know what I mean? Or maybe one of you guys in the chat room could do that. Maybe we should have a secret little group of people, like you chat room guys. Oh, we do. It's called my YouTube, members only, $5 a month. Get in there. No, don't do that. Do everything except PC games. That shit still fucking creeps me out. That creeps me out. I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like it, because it's PC games. I don't mind Wave Racer 64 for some reason, but when it comes to like Stray, I'm like, how dare you? Like, I'm responsible. I don't like it. Yeah, by the way, don't buy that. Blame Amazon. Blame Amazon. If you put, don't you think? Doesn't that bring up an interesting point though? Here's an interesting point. You know, I linked this below, like I've told you already. But don't you think when it comes to certain things, especially like they are, not only is this on Amazon, this is being sponsored on Amazon. Like I showed you this. Where's my camera? Look at this. This is, before I give my point, this is sponsored on Amazon. Like I actually typed in at the top, right there, retro video games. See that in the little chat? And it only took me to go down. Look at all these, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of these things that are super illegal. I like that TV though. But literally, right here it is, right below my head. And if you look at this, it seriously, oh God, now I have to scroll down again. Hold on, it says right there, sponsored. So not only is Amazon selling this, they're also allowing them to advertise it under the weird category of Sega Dreamcast for some reason. I do want to say it only took like 4 days to get it, even though it was stuck at customs for like 3 days. I don't know how, but I got it really fast. But what I'm going to say is, don't you think it's weird that Amazon, I feel like Amazon, and this might suck, this might really suck, but even with like Five Below and stuff, don't you think, I'm being good boy Brian now, all right? I'm being like responsible manager, work boy Brian, if this was my company. But don't you think when it comes to Amazon, any product that is on Amazon, and this goes to like Walmart, this happens a lot at Walmart and almost every company, don't you think before it can go on your website, you have to send the product and it goes through a like make sure there's no nothing illegal on here. Make sure there's no viruses. What if this like hard drive had a virus on it, that did something bad? But don't you think like Amazon should go through it? And not only that, they should double check, triple check, even maybe weekly check this item when it's not a major company, like when it's like some company that's from China, or when it's some company that like the product seems a little sketchy. Maybe once a week, Amazon should order this product, off the record, or, anonymously, and just make sure the product is the same product that they submitted that they were going to sell, and that everything's exactly the same. You know what I mean? Like they should like babysit these companies and double check, triple check, weekly check these companies. I know there's so many products on Amazon, and some products, when it comes like up to a bolt or a screw or a hammer or something, like maybe only do like once a year. I don't know. But when it comes to these, like, come on, we all know this. There's something like have like I guess you would have to like rate products in different categories. Like it's a pillowcase. We don't have to check this every week. But when it's like, okay, it's this hard drive that has pictures of, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It just seems that it's very weird that Amazon is just allowing this to be sponsored when there's just straight up like PC game, man. I mean, Stray, that's the thing that bugs me the most is Stray, all right? That's a small video game company, that did really good, and luckily their game was very successful and it got good reviews, but that's a small game. That's a mom and pop game company. It's not EA Sports. It's like and I just feel weird that I bought something on Amazon that had that on there. Luckily, I already own Stray. If you want me to prove it to you, I can, but I own it. I think we actually streamed it once. I will show you right here if I can. Here, I own it. I own it twice. I own it on Steam, and I also own it on Xbox, I think. But I'm just gonna show you because I feel like my conscience is like not cool with that for some reason. But yeah, I have Stray right there above Super Hot. All right. I own it on I own it on Steam, and I also own it, I think, on Xbox or PlayStation, one of the two. Janice, I think, beat it. I think she beat it. Got close. If not, fun game. Recommend. But I also feel bad because, like, I want all the retro and arcade games and, things that, I mean, come on. If you have a arcade game from the late 90s or early 2000s, ROM, it's not easy to buy. I feel different than when it's like Stray. But who gives a shit, right? Come on. Who are we dealing with? But it is weird that, bro, clean your house. Justin, all these boxes behind me are just that's a PlayStation VR box right here. It's just from this virtual Redban. I throw the boxes behind me once a month or so. I'll scrape all the boxes out and throw them away. But it's not like old lasagna, or it's not like trash. I mean, it's not like it's new. It's just unboxing. Chill the fuck out. Only time I come up in this room is for this podcast. So it's kind of like the background of this podcast. If you want to go downstairs and see my house, it's very clean. It's not like Burbank, man. Back in the Burbank days. Clean Your House. That literally came out 2 weeks ago, that PlayStation VR 2. This box right here, this brown box with all the cables. Why can't I? Right here? What is that? Oh, that's from a. What is that from? Varo Aero, a $2,000 VR headset that was fixed and sent back to me like 6 months ago. But I'm keeping that box just because I'm going to have to send it back again. Right? What is the problem with my Varo Aero lately? I forget now. Geesh. Yeah, there's no Olive Garden breadsticks in here. No, this is, it does look crazy because, but I'm not, I think, who gives a fuck? This is this is me hanging out with you guys talking about video games. I'm not trying to, be like, professional. You guys ever watch, Asmon? Me and Asmon have the same vibes going on when it comes to this shit. You guys know who Asmon is? He lives in Texas. I want to meet that guy. But I feel like he can come over and be like, wow, you tidied up the place for me. And I'm like, no, dude. People make fun of how crazy it is. What's it smell like? It smells like, honestly, it smells like new tech in here. It smells like new tech and Red Bull. It's just like boxes and stuff. Asmon, and by the way, I'm a new Asmon watcher. I found out about him maybe like 8 months ago. Asmon reminds me of when I lived in Burbank, though. When it came to his kitchen, he's talking about his rats and stuff. It like kind of gives me PTSD. Asmon is so funny. Yeah, I agree. He's one of my favorites. Him and Moist Critical. Guys, did you see that Moist Critical shit lately? I mean, that shit is fucked up with the milk. He taste tested all these different milks. You should check that out. It's amazing. I'm not gonna get into that drama, but fucking Moist is hilarious. Moist reminds me of people I worked with when I worked at Gateway Computers. Like the whole staff was just like Asmon and Moist. Those are the people I worked with at Gateway. It was like one of the best times of my life. Moist versus Sneeko. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't want to say it. I'm not going to show it here, but if you guys want to check out Moist versus Sneeko, I forget, somebody did a good video about it, and Moist just fucking... I'm not going to get no spoilers. Especially if you know... I mean, geez. If you know Moist is so interesting, and like his response was so beautiful. I loved it. I think I even tweeted. Yeah, I tweeted something like, I love Moist yesterday or 2 days ago. Ugh, so good. So good. All right, I'm going to take one hit of green tea. And then I have 2 VR news stories. Holy shit, it's been an hour and 21 minutes. Never mind. How has it been an hour and 21 minutes? That's fucked up. Never mind. You know what? I'm going to do something completely different, guys. I am going to go into virtual reality. Yeah, that's what usually this opening part's only like an hour long, guys. I'm an hour and a half. Are you kidding me right now? Wow, that went fast as fuck. How did it go so fast? How did it go so fast? Well, if you're new here, this is the part where I go into Photoshop and I try to make a thumbnail for part 2. And I try to talk at the same time while I'm doing Photoshop. You guys can't see it, but you'll see the thumbnail very soon. Because Redban, or Virtual Redban, god damn it, is in 2 parts. Why does my face feel like it's melting? Virtual Redban's on 2 parts. The first part is me, what you just saw, where we just talk about stuff. Usually I do some VR news. Not going to do it tonight. Nothing I wanted to talk about anyway, so it doesn't matter. We had a good talk about video games and stuff like that. That was fun. Did you guys have fun? That was fun. That was fun. That was fun with me. We learned a lot. Right? We learned a lot. But then the second part, yeah, that's right. Second part. There's 2 parts of this show that you're watching right now. The second part actually starts in like 10 minutes. So this part's going to end. The stream's going to end. The stream you are watching is going to end. Now, if you're on Twitter, good luck, because I don't stream the second part on Twitter. So you either have to go to twitch.tv/Redban, or you have to go to the main channel, which is youtube.com/Redban. And in 10 minutes, part 2 will be there, streaming, and we'll be in virtual reality, having fun, talking about all the shit that I just talked about, but talking with other people in virtual reality. It's a trip. Imagine a chat room where I'm talking, like serious with, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and a frog. It's weird. If you haven't seen it, if you're new here, please hit subscribe, hit that like button. 10 minutes. We'll be back for part 2. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because if you don't, literally on Twitter, I am going to type the tweet right now and give you a link to part 2. So if it's all confusing, like, Brian, I'm so confused, just follow me on Twitter. I'm about to post the link. You have 10 minutes till part 2. All right. So find a little blankie, lay on the couch, subscribe, and then open up Apple TV, and just wait like 10 minutes. Or go do something, that this is a good background. Part 2 is a good background noise show. Like, throw this on in the background, do some shit, work on the car, look at TikToks, and just put it on the background. Then once in a while, you can like look over and be like, what the fuck are they doing? Sometimes it gets crazy. All right. This is your 10-minute warning. In 10 minutes, we'll be back in virtual reality. See you soon.